Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, my dear learners, for our English course, Live with English, our speaking course. And this is the 7th lesson of our course. Welcome back. As usual, you are welcome so much. And I'd like to remind you of the parts of our lesson. We will study together phrases, expressions, phrasal verbs, idioms, grammar, and conversation. And we will learn how to use all these in our daily life. So let's begin with the phrases. This is the first part we should learn together, phrases. And this is very, very important to learn because phrases in English are important so that you can be able to communicate with others. If you'd like to communicate with people in everyday life, so you need to learn these phrases and to learn idioms, to learn expressions, to learn language patterns, and so on. So let's begin with the first part, that is phrases. I'd like you now to learn the first phrase. This is the phrase that we'd like to learn together today. No matter what. No matter what. I'd like you to try to guess the meaning of this phrase, no matter what. Look here. No matter what. For example, no matter how you do it, it will be wrong. No matter how you do it, it will be wrong. Another example, no matter what he says, don't believe him. No matter what he says, أيا كان اللي بيقوله, don't believe him. لا تصدقوا. So no matter how you do it, it will be wrong. No matter what he says, don't believe him. No matter blah blah blah. No matter what, or no matter, and so on. Another example, no matter how you spend your holiday, tell me about it. No matter how you spend your holiday, tell me about it. Okay, so here we use this phrase no matter or no matter what to express that whatever you say, whatever you do, whatever you think, we can do so and so. So no matter what he says, don't believe him. Okay, I hope that the meaning is clear. Now, let's have a dialogue that will make it more better to understand this expression or this phrase. A is talking to B. He says, what's bothering you? What's bothering you? It means what's annoying you. What makes you angry? What's bothering you? It means what's annoying you, what makes you angry. Okay, what's bothering you? He says, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here and get away from all my problems. He feels upset, he feels sad, he feels angry, he has a lot of problems, and he would like to leave everything. He would like to get out and get away from all his problems. So he says, I want to get out of here and get away from all my problems. He said, are you sure that changing your location will solve your problems? Are you sure that changing your location, changing your place will solve your problems? He said, no, but at least things will be different. No, but at least things will be different. He said, no. No matter where you go, you will bring your problems with you. No matter where you go. Go anywhere, you will take your problems with you. Okay, so no matter where you go, you will bring your problems with you. He replied to him and said, I guess you are right. I think you are right. Okay, you are right. So in this dialogue, we have learned some expressions like what is bothering you. If you see somebody and he looks angry, he looks annoyed, you can ask him, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? What's the matter? What's bothering you? What makes you angry? Okay. You can use also get away from here. Get away. I want to leave all the universe and get away from all my problems. But we should learn in our life to face our problems, not to get away from them. Okay. Also, we have learned in this dialogue the expression, are you sure that? Are you sure that? If you want to ask somebody if he is sure about something or not. Are you sure that? Are you sure that this is your uncle? Are you sure that this is your car? Are you sure that I'm an English teacher? Are you sure? Tell me. Thank you. So this was the first part of our class today. That is the phrase no matter what. No matter what. Okay. So this was the phrases. Now let's turn back to our list. Now we have finished phrases. So what is number 2? Yes, number 2, the expressions. So let's go directly now to the expressions. What are the expressions that we will learn today? We will learn some very useful and nice expressions to express prohibition. If you remember, my dear lads, we have studied together in the last lesson. We have studied obligation. Obligation, you must do something. You have to do something. This is obligation. But what about prohibition? Prohibition is something like the opposite of obligation. You must do something. This is obligation. You mustn't do something. This is prohibition. What is prohibition? يعني حظر منع. So let's learn some useful expressions that we need to learn to use in our daily life if you want to express prohibition. These are the useful expressions about prohibition. Let's begin with the first one. It is forbidden to. It is forbidden, ممنوع, to so and so. You are not allowed to. You are not allowed. Look here. You are not allowed. غير مسموح لك أن. So and so. You are not permitted. The same like you are not allowed. You are not permitted to. You are not allowed to smoke here. When you are in a petrol station, for example, you may see this sign. You are not allowed to smoke here. You are not permitted to smoke in class. Okay, it is forbidden to smoke in class. It is prohibited to smoke in class. You must not or mustn't. You must not or mustn't smoke in class or anywhere because it is very bad for your health. You are not to come late to the lecture or to the class. You can't come late, for example. All these expressions can be used to express prohibition, المنع أو الحظر. Let's have more examples and more expressions. We have a list also of other expressions we can use to express prohibition. Let's have. Look here. You are not allowed to smoke in this area. It is forbidden to swim here. All these are examples for the expressions of prohibition. You are not to feed the animals. You are not to feed the animals. You are not allowed to feed the animals. Feed the animals to give them food. It is prohibited to walk on the grass. It is prohibited. You mustn't walk on the grass. You mustn't tell anyone about it. You mustn't tell anyone about it. Okay? You mustn't leave the window open. I put here not just to tell you how we should put must in negative, but in expressions, you have to use the expressions in order to be fluent. You have, in spoken English, you have to be more faster. You have to use the contractions. The contractions, you should say mustn't, not must not. Okay? You mustn't tell anyone about it. You mustn't leave the window open. You are not permitted to be late. You are not permitted to be late. Okay? So these are some examples for the expressions that we have learned to express prohibition. To express prohibition, we can say also these examples. Okay? Now, we have finished together the expressions that we can use to express prohibition. In our daily life, all of us need to express prohibition. So there are there is a number of expressions that you can use to express prohibition. And we have already learned them in some sentences and examples. Okay? Now, let's turn to the other part. Phrasal verbs. With phrasal verbs, my dear learners, as I usually say and remind you, phrasal verbs are very important to learn in English. If you want to enrich your vocabularies, if you want to have no difficulties and no obstacles in dealing with others, you have to learn phrasal verbs. What are these phrasal verbs? Today, we will learn some phrasal verbs with the verb take. Take. Let's read together this example and let's decide or try to guess its meaning. I was taken aside by Tim. I was taken aside by Tim. What does it mean? Taken aside or take aside. What does it mean? What does this phrasal verb mean? Take aside. I was taken aside by Tim. Yes, try to guess. I'm sure you can guess. Yes. Let's have the definition. Take aside, it means to take someone away from other people so that you can talk with that person. If you want to talk to somebody in person, so you take someone away from the other people to talk to him in person, or to talk to him alone, not with the others. So this is the meaning of to take aside. Take aside means to take someone from other people to tell him something or to talk to him about something in person. So this is the meaning. Let's have examples. I was so angry about being taken aside by my manager. Do you know when your manager tell you, come, I want to take you aside to tell you something. Take you aside. This is a disaster. يبقى في مصيبة. I was so angry about being taken aside by my manager. Another example, my dad took me aside from my friends and informed me that I had passed the entrance exam to university. My dad took me aside. You know, took the past simple of take. My dad took me aside from my friends. خدني على جنب كده من أصدقائي and informed me, it means told me, that I had passed the entrance exam to university. So these are examples for the phrasal verb take aside. I think it is clear now. Is it clear? Okay, don't forget to write more examples in the comment section and in the homework in our WhatsApp group. We have to study also another phrasal verb with the verb take. What is it? It is take through. Take through. What does it mean, take through? Let's read the example and as usual, try to guess its meaning from context. Read it first. Read it first and I'll take you through it. Just read it first and I'll take you through it. I'll take you through it. Don't try to translate it literally, word by word. لا تحاول تترجمها كلمة كلمة. Read it first and I'll take you through it. What does it mean, take you through it? Try to guess its meaning. I will not tell you the meaning before you try to guess, as usual. Try to guess. Yes. Nice. Yeah, you are right. To explain something in detail. Read it first and I will take you through it. I'll explain it to you in detail. So take through means to explain something to somebody. To explain something to somebody in detail. This is the meaning of take through. Okay? Now let's have examples. He has taken everybody through his thesis. Thesis. رسالة علمية. He has taken everybody through his thesis. يعني he explained everything in detail to his about his thesis to the people or to people. Another example, can you please take me through this report? They gave me a report and I can't understand it. So I ask them, can you please take me through this report? Yani, can you please explain this report to me? This is the meaning of take through. I hope that these two phrasal verbs, take through, that means to explain something in detail, and take aside, to take somebody from people, to tell him something, to talk him personally. These are the two phrasal verbs that we should learn today. Okay? Okay. Now, let's have part number 4 in our lesson. It is the idioms. And today, just because I'd like you to feel happy and to spread out the joy and happiness between you, my dear learners, and between all of you, my dear followers and subscribers, I'll give you some idioms about happiness. Some idioms about happiness. All these idioms means to be pleased or happy. Let's have the first idiom. On the top of the world. On the top of the world, it means very happy, very pleased. What does it mean? To feel extremely happy. To feel extremely happy. On the top of the world. Do you remember the idiom that we have studied before? On cloud 9? When we said, I'm on cloud 9 because of my grades in the final exam. I'm on cloud 9. It means I'm extremely happy with my grades in the final exam. So these idioms about happiness, this is the first one. On top of the world, it means to feel extremely happy. Let's have an example. People were on top of the world when the national football team won. Do you remember when our national team won most of its matches? People were on top of the world when their national team, football team, won the matches. This is the first idiom about happiness, on the top of the world. Another one, let's take this one. Be the apple of one's eye. Be the apple of one's eye. What does it mean to be the apple of one's eye? Each one of us has somebody who is the apple of your eye. What does it mean? It means someone's favorite person or thing. It's not related so much to happiness, but it means that this is your favorite person or thing. Okay, let's have an example. Ahmed is the only child in his family. The only child in his family. He is the apple of his parents' eye. It means he is the most favorite person for them. Okay, another idiom, but this idiom is about happiness. Maybe the previous idiom, this one, the apple of one's eye, is not related to happiness, but I put it by mistake. Sorry, I'm awfully sorry. But let's complete the idioms about happiness. In seventh heaven. In seventh heaven. What does it mean? It means to feel extremely happy. Let's read this example. Jasmine, or Yasmin, was in seventh heaven when she was promoted to be the manager. Jasmine was in seventh heaven when she was promoted to be the manager. Promoted يعني رقيت إنها تكون manager. كانت extremely happy. Okay, this is also another idiom about happiness. In seventh heaven or heaven. Idioms. Have a whale of a time. Have a whale of a time means also to have a lot of fun. Have a whale. You know the whale? It's one of the sea animals. The great whale, the blue whale. Have a whale of a time. Have a whale of a time. This idiom means to have a lot of fun. To have a lot of fun. Let's have an example. We had a whale of time. We have a whale of a time at the party last night. We had a whale of a time. And we had a lot of fun at the party last night. At the party last night. Okay. So have a whale of a time. It means to have a lot of fun. Okay. Also, let one's hair down. Let one's hair down. What does it mean? It means to relax and enjoy oneself. Let one's hair down. It means to relax and enjoy oneself. Let's listen together or read together this example. Tomorrow is your birthday. Go home early and tonight and let your hair down. Yani go home early and relax and enjoy your time. Enjoy yourself. Okay. So let one's hair down. It means to relax. You know, when one's hair up, it means he is afraid, he is tempered, bad-tempered, he is stressed. But when one's hair is down, so he is relaxed, he feels enjoyment and so on. Okay, so let one's hair down, it means to relax and enjoy oneself. For example, tomorrow is your birthday, go home early tonight and let your hair down. Okay. Now we have turned to the idioms and we have finished them. Number 5 in our lesson today will be our grammar lesson. The grammar in this lesson will be about what we call to with double O, adjective, and then to plus verb. We can use this structure or this form for what? To. It's not a name of a person, to, no. To. How can we use it? To, T-double-O, is an adverb. It is an adverb, okay? It can be used before an adjective or another adverb. So we can use this to before an adjective or before another adjective. But what does it mean? What does it mean? To, T-double-O, what does it mean? It means more than enough. للغاية أو أكثر مما يكفي. وأكثر من اللازم كمان. هذه معنى كلمة to. طيب let's have examples. To is followed by an adjective or adverb like these examples. To يجي بعدها صفة adjective or adverb حال أو ظرف like these examples. It's too hot here. Too hot. Too hot يعني so hot. It is hot so much. It's too hot. حر للغاية. الجو حر للغاية هنا. She is too tall. نخلة ما شاء الله. She is too tall. She is driving too fast. She's driving too fast. The turtle was moving too slowly. The turtle was moving too slowly. Look here. Too is followed by adverb. Slowly. Adverbs in most cases end with the letters ly. Slowly, carefully, quickly, and so on. So here in this part, we learned that to means more than enough or so much. It is followed by an adjective or an adverb. يجي بعدها صفة أو ظرف حال. Like these examples, it's too hot here. It's too tall. She's too tall. She's driving too fast. The turtle was moving too slowly. Huh? Okay, I think the examples are clear. Now, let's use also, in this time, let's use to plus adjective or adverb plus to and infinitive. The other form, to and infinitive. Let's study together this example. It's too hard to finish the project by Friday. Too hard to finish. Look here, too, then the adjective hard, then the preposition to, and then the verb in the infinitive, الفعل في المصدر finish. It's too hard to finish the project by Friday. من الصعب للغاية إن ننهي البروجكت المشروع يعني يوم الجمعة. She is too short to reach the shelf. في shelf رفع عالي كده فبقول she is too short to reach the shelf. Too short to reach. She draws too terribly to win the first prize. The teacher is reading too quickly for me to catch up with. The teacher is reading too quickly for me to catch up with. Okay, so we use to, T-double-O, plus adjective or adverb, plus to, T-O, the preposition to, plus verb in the infinitive, to say that للغاية يعني أكثر من اللازم أو للغاية لدرجة إني لا أستطيع أن أفعل كذا. I can say the bag is too heavy to carry. يعني الشنطة ثقيلة للغاية لدرجة أني لا أستطيع أن أنا أحملها. Okay, so this is the form of to أو to. The to structure. Is it clear? I hope that to structure is clear and easy. Okay, this was our grammar lesson. Would you like to turn to the next part? The next part will be what? Yes, the conversation. The conversation. Our conversation is about weather. Why? Because I told you at the beginning of my course that I always choose the topics that we need to talk about, that we need to use in our daily life. So the conversation here is about weather. Weather, if you want to ask about the weather, if you want to talk about weather, so we will learn in this conversation many expressions and vocabularies related to weather and to talking about weather. Let's begin with this conversation. Now, A is asking B. He says, what's the weather like in your country? This is a common question. سؤال شائع جدا. We all use it if we want to ask about the weather. What's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? Or what was the weather like yesterday? If I'm asking about yesterday or the past time. What's the weather like today? So here the question is, what's the weather like in your country? What's the weather like in your country? Hot, cold, humid? He said, well, there are 4 seasons. There are 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, autumn, and winter, which vary considerably in characteristics. Vary يعني بتتنوع. ممكن نقول تختلف in characteristics في السمات والصفات بتاعتها. The spring is different from summer, different from fall, different from winter. You know the names of the seasons: summer, winter, spring, fall, or autumn. Okay, so what's the weather like in your country? He said, well, there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter, which vary considerably in characteristics. Now we ask them again, what kind of weather do you like? If you want to ask somebody about the kind of weather he likes, عايز تسأله عن نوع الطقس اللي بيحبه، ايه طبيعة الجو اللي هو يحبه والطقس اللي هو يحبه. You can ask him like this: what kind of weather do you like? What kind of weather do you like? He says, I enjoy hot weather. But it's not me. It's not me at all. I enjoy cold weather, but not so cold. What kind of weather do you like? He said, I enjoy hot weather. There are more things to do when it is sunny. I love swimming and sunbathing. يعني بيسأله why. I enjoy hot weather. And he said why. There are more things to do when it is sunny. We can go swimming, we can go sunbathing, we can go to spend our summer holidays outside and so on. Okay. Here, what months had the best weather in your country? What months had the best weather in your country? أي شهور فيها the best weather in your country? He said, I believe it depends. يعتمد. For me, the best weather is from June to August. From June to August. When it is warm across the country. He's talking about his country, but in our countries, in our hot countries, from June to August, this is the hottest weather all over the year. Okay, so what months have the best weather in your country? I believe it depends. For me, the best weather is from June to August when it's warm across the country. Now, do you like it when it rains? So, do you like it? Do you like it? Not do you like it. ما اقولهاش do you like it واعمل بوزي كده. لا. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it when it rains? لما تمطر بتحب الجو لما تمطر؟ قال له not at all. I hate raining. ليه يا ابن الحلال؟ المطر خير. Do you like it when it rains? No, not at all. I hate raining. I hate raining. أنا بكره المطر. زحاليق بقى وكده. How does the weather affect your feelings? How does the weather affect your feelings? كيف يؤثر الطقس على مشاعرك؟ I usually have a bad mood when it rains, like me. Sometimes I feel upset when it rains so heavily, and when there is thunder or storm. I feel afraid of thunder and storms. So I usually have a bad mood when it rains. The rain reminds me of sad memories. So how has the weather changed recently? How has the weather changed? كيف تغير الجو recently, يعني a short time ago? Due to means because of. Due to means because of. Global warming. You know global warming, الاحتباس الحراري. Due to global warming, the weather has become more and more unpredictable. Unpredictable. You know the verb predict? Predict يتنبأ. والnoun منها prediction. تنبؤ. ولما اقول على شيء انه predictable يعني يمكن تنبؤه، يمكن التنبؤ به. ولما اقول عليه شيء انه unpredictable يعني لا يمكن التنبؤ به او توقعه. فبقول due to global warming the weather has become more and more unpredictable. It's boiling hot in summer, like here, like the weather here in Bahrain. It's boiling hot in summer and freezing cold on winter days. But frankly, to say, here in Bahrain, the winter is the best season for us all. Okay. Do you usually watch the weather forecast? Weather forecast, نشرة الأخبار الطقس. Weather forecast. Do you usually watch the weather forecast? No, not very often. Not very often. What's your favorite season and why? What's your favorite season and why? Let's see. I love spring when trees and flowers blossom. Let's see. I love spring when trees and flowers blossom. الزهور تتفتح والأشجار يعني تنمو تكبر وهكذا. What do you like to do when it's windy? What do you like to do when it's windy? When it's windy, I like flying a kite. طائرة الورقية. I like flying a kite with my friends. That's interesting. طبعا he looks like a small or young boy because he don't think that an adult can like flying kites. But we can see some others who are adults and like flying kites as well. This is the conversation for today's class. Let's read it all together. What's the weather like in your country? Well, there are 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter, which vary considerably in characteristics. What kind of weather do you like? I enjoy hot weather. There are more things to do when it's sunny. I love swimming and sunbathing. What months have the best weather in your country? I believe it depends. For me, the best weather is from June to August when it's warm across the country. Do you like it when it rains? Not at all. I hate raining. How does the weather affect your feelings? I usually have a bad mood when it rains. The rain reminds me of sad memories. How has the weather changed recently? Due to global warming, the weather has become more and more unpredictable. It's boiling hot in summer and freezing cold on winter days. Do you usually watch the weather forecast? No, not very often. What's your favorite season and why? Let's see, I love spring when trees and flowers blossom. So what do you like to do when it's windy? When it's windy, I like flying a kite with my friends. That's interesting. Okay, this was our conversation for today's class. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now, the exit questions. Our exit questions for today's class will be to write sentences using the following. Write sentences using the following. 2-2. This is number 1. Write also, you can write the sentences in the comment section. Please write them in the comment section and after watching the video. 2-2. Let one's hair down. Take aside and take through. Please write sentences using these expressions and phrasal verbs and words in sentences by your own. Okay, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you like the video. You please put like and write your comments or your questions, or write your answers for the questions on the comment section. يعني لا تبخلوا علينا بالاشتراك في القناة لو كان ده أول مرة تشوف الفيديو بتاعنا وتشوف القناة بتاعتنا. ولو عجبك الفيديو اعمل لايك واعمل شير لأصدقائك من باب الدال على الخير كفاعله عشان يعم الخير. I'm really thankful to you all. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you enjoyed our class today. Thanks a lot and see you. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.